Malaysia progress forward in the midst of the political war and the constant changes of the ministers? I think this definitely echoes everything that's happened recently with Langkah Sheraton, for sure.
Yeah, first issues of course legitimacy. In a democracy, a country government must be legitimate. You can't, for example, condone a backdoor arrangement or an arrangement purely due to promise of remunerations or perks or positions, and which is happening, unfortunately. So because of that, then issue of competence comes in. First, legitimacy. Second is, of course, competence. We have seen a coterie of ministers giving statements which is quite shocking, and it's not a matter of changing. Of course, changes are necessary. I think I do think ministers should be there sometimes permanently. You see, the last regime, in my experience, you can know the minister have been there for the last 3 decades or 2 decades, same guy. And of course, he knows better than all the director generals and the secretary generals, and unwilling to impact change. You know, the theory of change is not necessarily the rural, uneducated, reluctant to affect change. The propensity to change or resistance is sometimes reflected upon their own opportunism, whether it would benefit them personally. So I think for now, under this pandemic economy, we need, number one, a stable government with a clear majority support. Number two, legitimate, of course, with clear policy prescriptions, both in the issue of governance and also the economy. Now, with this fragility in the government, you see the sense of worry. Even to convene a parliament session is a problem to them, which I don't think, and people don't imagine, why can't a government, democratic government, convene a parliament session? Then debate on the initiative or programs to combat this pandemic economy. Why they say, no, we don't want to delay. This is a standard reply from the government. It will cause delay. I have said it as leader of opposition. You can spend. We should not delay. We should act. But then it must be approved and debated. This is reflective of the problem now.
I think this links very nicely because you talk about stability and how can a government get that stability. Are you someone who would support having an election soon?
Yes, although, you know, let me put it this way. We had a mandate. The mandate is for Pakatan Harapan. Okay? So, if Prime Minister calls for an election, of course we must be prepared. But then our question is why the need and the necessity when we, firstly, we have the mandate. Secondly, we are facing this pandemic economy. And you can campaign, go to wear masks, and there is social distancing. We have gross limitations, and of course it's going to be phenomenal sum required with all these new restrictions to conducting elections. But having said that, our machinery is intact. In fact, soon after this, at 2:30 local time, we're meeting the election machinery personnel to work out on the possibility of an imminent elections.